2020 is a year that will go down in history as tumultuous and disheartening. But it didn't have to be this way. Had the right people acted sooner, understanding the signs and listening to the experts, we could have seen the containment and ultimate prevention of a great tragedy. And yet, as we sat down out of a sense of phantom duty to watch the first theatrical outing of Sonic the Hedgehog, we were ultimately unaware of a larger shit about to hit a much bigger fan. Like many pop culture outlets, the Big Damn Cast has been unable to record as planned. Industry news has ground to a standstill and new releases have been postponed across the board. But what if they hadn't? What if the dreaded COVID-19 had been contained? What would the Big Damn Cast sound like then?
It's just that he says, "I drink your milkshake," and I was like, "Mate, you do that. No one says you can't drink from someone else's straw.
Drink it right up."
Oh, I don't know why people don't think of that film as a comedy because it's hilarious.
It is
Absolutely hilarious.
I've never had so much fun watching Paul Dano's head get stoved in by a bowling pin. It's just...
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. As is this. Welcome, everybody, once again to the Big Damn Cast. My name is Christopher. I'm knackered by now, Johnson.
My name is Matthew. Oh, what a week, Watson.
You've been a busy boy. I've been a busy boy, to be fair. Panto's just wrapped up. This will be the last Skype edition for a while, folks. I'll be back soon. No more editing for Mayhew.
And, no more having to fucking manually sync the whole thing up because for some reason they keep pulling themselves out of sync.
I'm so glad that we only have to do this like a couple weeks a year.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine doing it for like 9 weeks in a row? That'd be insane. I'm happy to just not be pulling monkey fur out of my folds anymore, so that'll be nice.
Oh yeah, all that puppeting.
Yeah. All the puppeting. Hands up snakes and monkeys' bums. It's been fun. But not as fun as what we've been getting up to in the world of the big damn nonsense, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, gee whiz, it's been a bumper one.
Yeah, we've managed to cram in a lot. In fact, this is a pretty special episode because it marks our very first, I was quite lucky that I managed to fit this into my schedule, to be honest, our very first press screening of a film. You might have noticed by the title of the episode, but I've got a certain Marvel film to talk about, so yeah, I'd recommend...
I'm very excited.
Only listen to the first part of the Black Widow chat, if you haven't seen it yet, but if you don't care about spoilers, you don't mind them. Yeah, this is one of those rare occasions where you said, just tell me anything, I don't care, go for it.
It's either that or the episode doesn't go out, so...
That's true, okay, to be fair, yeah, it's not like we have anything to offer if I give well, it was good, and that's my review, so, yeah, spoilers abound. But before we even get to that, our triple bill of reviews this week, we've got a bit of news, a little bit of news.
Yeah, this kind of came out of nowhere, because this film had sort of dropped off my radar.
I think we both wished it had dropped off the planet a little bit. But unfortunately, it's a film that's happening, so...
Yeah, remember when Andy Serkis said he's directing Venom 2? I guess they've shot it now.
Yeah.
I guess it's done.
It's all done, and post-production is a thing, and Woody Harrelson's wig is hopefully approved this time.
Hell.
Venom 2, or the film formerly known as Venom 2, has been part of an announcement this week. They've given the title away. So we now know that the movie is called, and I...
Go on, hit me with it. I know what it is, but hit me with it, because I just want to feel it on my face.
It's a blessing and a curse, this title, because you know that there's going to be people who go, oh yeah, immediately, and then there are others like myself who've gone, no, but seriously, read it back, and think about what it means. Like, what it actually means grammatically. It's stupid. The film is called Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
And I thought it was really weird that they actually wrote out the word colon.
I thought it was
That's
strange.
exactly where this movie belongs.
I thought it was strange that the font shaped it like a little arse at the end of the end of Venom.
No, I kid. There is no written colon. It is the typographical symbol of the colon.
There may be no colon, but my sphincter tightened when I read it because. So, like, you hear anyone the layman who may not be familiar might read that and go, "Let there be carnage." All right, so it's like, oh, it's going to be bigger, violent in the movie. Nah, it's referencing the supervillain Carnage. And somewhere out there, neath the pale moonlight in this world right now, Avi Arad just spunked in his khakis, knowing that we've just acknowledged that Venom and Carnage are finally going to be in a movie. I mean,
finally.
we made no bones about it. We pulled no punches about Venom when it came out. It was hot garbage.
It's garbage. It is absolute garbage.
It was so bad. I mean, some people have it in the so bad it's good category, but I've got to say it's been what, a year and a half since we saw it, and I've had no desire to go back.
The only time I've seen it again is when I showed it to Keeks, and that was entertaining.
And she turned around and went, "Get out.
Get out.
Get out of the house.
Get out of the house.
Drive. Leave now."
And then I put Venom on. Hey!
I was like, I deserve to punish myself. So you hit play again and sat there and watched him sit in a lobster tank that he apparently ordered onto set that morning.
Yeah, that's just...
Wouldn't it be great? Sure. Wouldn't it be great if I got in the tank and I ate a lobster? Right, well, Tom, we need to make sure we've got to do some safety checks. We've got to take water out. We've got to make sure that... No, let the water spill everywhere. Right, well, we have cameras, Tom.
But electricals, Tom.
Yeah, we have to make sure that the tank is sturdy enough to hold you in there and it's not going to break. We need to check with the animal rights people that, we're not putting the lobsters that are in the tank in danger. And you say you want to eat one. We've got to make a prop lobster, Tom. We've got to make a prop lobster.
You can't just eat the lobster.
The prop lobster. Take
the lobster out of your mouth. Don't bite down on the lobster. Don't. Tom, if you bite down on that lobster, no playtime.
I wish Pinchy were here to enjoy this.
Do you think Andy Serkis is going to be a director who is kept Tom Hardy on a leash, or do you think he can't repress his... Or do you think the spirit of Monkey was irrepressible?
I think Andy's out of fucks to give at this point.
Fair.
Because he's tried so hard to make his passion projects work, and they've been shopped and sold and pushed left, right, and centre. And I think he took Venom A for the paycheck, and B because he is an expert at performance capture. He knows how it works. He knows how to translate a performance through a CGI mask.
I mean, he's one of the pioneers of the form. So
this would be his chance to direct other people. Again, in doing that, he did it with Jungle Book, then Jungle Book Origins, then Mowgli, as it ended up being called.
Yeah.
And that was him directing other people through mocap. The difference there being, it just looked weird.
Yeah.
It looked really strange.
I watched Lord of the Rings again recently, and all the Gollum stuff still holds up really fucking well.
How do you make the time? Like, you're so busy. How the hell do you make the time to fit the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Well, the great thing is the extended versions come on 2 discs.
So
you can just break them out for bite size.
Side A, side B. That makes sense.
Yeah.
God, I wish I had the free time to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy. If I did, I would watch it on repeat for weeks. I absolutely would.
I did that when I was young. When I was a younger man.
When you were a young lad.
I would watch. I would just watch Lord of the Rings on repeat while I painted the miniatures.
Oh, is that a euphemism?
No.
Why not?
Devil in.
Knock, knock. What will be the tie-in song? Carnage. Causing a ruckus. I don't give a fuckers.
They're gonna get POD to do a track.
Yes.
I will. They're gonna get Disturbed to do it.
No, Saliva.
Oh,
because it ties in with Venom and Carnage having slobbery mouths. Soil. Bloody hell! That sounded like a Street Fighter character exerted a laser beam. Soil.
soiled him in the title. It's going to be a Nickelback song because we
200 episodes, folks. 200 episodes, and this is what we've devolved into.
Yep. Fuck, you know.
Nickelback, you're right. The Nickelback song would smell the way I imagine the film is going to smell.
What, like James
Do you know what I
Franco
mean?
looks like he smells?
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. You just take a gaze at them and you go, oh, I can... they're not even in the room, and I can smell them. This is what Venom Let There Be Carnage is like to me. I even made a little joke on Twitter taking the piss out of it, because I was like, Let There Be Carnage, yeah, it's referencing Carnage, but there's a character in it called Carnage, unless they chicken out. And do the whole thing of like, oh no, it's, we don't name him in the film, but his name's in the title, and it's like, bullshit, own up to it.
That's exactly the kind of thing that they do.
But I just like the idea of the title forcibly mentioning a character. So I've attempted a game. If you guys want to join in at home, please do go to Twitter and use hashtag Venom2TitleGenerator on Twitter. These are my suggestions for alternate titles in the style of Venom Let There Be Carnage.
Okay.
Thor, the one with Hulk in it. Batman Returns, and also Catwoman. Terminator 2, there's 2 Terminators. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of That Guy Called Khan from the show, remember? Superman 2,
it's a sequel to Space Seed.
Yes! Superman 2's Odds Are Popping.
Hey!
The Dark Knight, you ready? This is my favourite. This is the most Avi Arad one. The Dark Knight, The Joker's on You. And my personal just favourite is Fantastic Four, Rise and Shine, Silver Surfer, you're in this movie.
The Dark Knight Rises, it's not Robin.
Yeah. The Dark Knight Rises and the cops Robin, kinda.
The Dark Knight Rises, Robin's not in it.
Question mark. Lovely Phoenix from Five fans fame said, Spider-Man 2, it's getting awk in here. Which is perfect. Hashtag Venom2 title generator. Use that hashtag and let us know what your own Venom 2 style titles for genre films are.
Spider-Man 3, Too Many Cooks.
Oh god. So as you can tell, we're excited to see Venom Let There Be Carnage. We can't wait to have to review it for this bloody show when it comes out.
I'm excited to see the reception for Let There Be Carnage.
Come on, we're gonna have to go. We have Odeon Limitless memberships.
Yeah,
they can't just be cards sat in our pockets burning money. You know what I mean? We've got to use them as we still do.
Yeah,
we'll do it again on
those things.
October the 2nd, 2020, when Venom Let There Be Woody Harrelson.
Fucking breakneck year, innit?
Comes to the silver screen. I know, well, it doesn't stop. Well, that's the thing. If we're talking Marvel, we're talking Marvel films we want to see. And I got a little bit lucky. I pulled a few little press strings with a few friends at a former company I used to work for, Hooters, who owed me a lot. Because, I'll be honest, just discrimination. I applied, they let me in, and it was only on the 3rd or 4th day that they realised I didn't fit their image, unquote.
Listen, I've been cultivating these perky breasts for 32 years. Let me work in Hooters.
Hooters does not mean specifically ladies with large breasts. It's an owl reference. I know owls. I like owls.
Sure.
But all the same, they owed me one, and they gave me a press pass, so I got to see Black Widow, the first film of Marvel Phase 4, a week. I would have taken it if I could, but it was between Jungle Book shows, and I was still wearing my Monkey King outfit from the waist down.
It'd be a pain in the ass to get out of Lincoln, because I wouldn't have the car, because Keeks is working.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, well, hey, there's all the trains running. You could have got on a train at some point. But to be fair,
I get a train from racking around here. There's one of the fucking ticket machines I've been nicked from the station.
That's
That
very
happened
true.
to me once. I had to get on at fucking at Moorside, and the ticket machine had been nicked, and then I got picked up by the conductor for not having a ticket. So
The ticket machine had been nicked.
Yeah, someone had stolen all the ticketing stuff, so there was no one at the station. And then the fucking conductor pulled me up for not having a ticket. I'm like, I came from Moss. What? He had to fucking talk to his supervisor to fucking verify that there was no ticketing machine at Moorside.
Oh my god. What did he say in the end? He was like, oh, oh, sorry about that. I guess there was no way you could actually buy a ticket from your designated station.
No, I was grumpy about it because he couldn't find me.
Yeah, oh god. Well, just be glad you didn't come, because there was only one seat on the docket and you would have to have sat on my lap. Simultaneously, that's the reason I'm sad you didn't come.
Wait, who would have been sitting on whose lap?
Well...
Because that would change the whole dynamic.
Well, I was wearing monkey pants, so...
Let me tell you.
And then...
If it had been the wrong way around, there would be carnage.
If it was the wrong way around, you would have put it in my baboon's bum. Right, so... someone say the right way around. Anyway... Oh, warning again. Well, the basics. We'll give you the basics now. Basic feelings and vibe about the movie, but then we're into spoiler territory. Now, this. It will be out in time for the press embargo to be lifted. So, hey, don't say we didn't warn you. There's gonna be spoilers. Matt has agreed to put up with spoilers.
Yeah, I'm taking it one on the chin for y'all.
I'm still saving a few details. I'm not gonna give everything away, but here is the official Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures approved synopsis, right?
Right, give it to me.
Following the events of Captain America Civil War, Natasha Romanoff finds herself alone and forced to confront a dangerous conspiracy with ties to her past. Pursued by a force that will stop at nothing to bring her down, Romanoff must deal with her history as a spy and the broken relationships left in her wake long before she became an Avenger.
Right, I need to know one thing before we start.
Mm-hmm.
And can you... If you can't answer it without giving me spoilers, then don't worry about it. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Where does this take place in the Marvel timeline?
It does take place after Civil War, but knowing what we know later does play a role in what we see in this movie. So there's stuff that only works for us, the audience, that the characters don't realise the weight of.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely watch it after you've watched everything else if you can, ladies and gentlemen. But definitely don't worry yourself too much about whether it's 2 in the past, 2 whatever. It's definitely after Civil War is when it takes place.
So I guess the thing I would ask is,
yeah,
the other thing I would ask, and again, this might be difficult to answer without spoilers.
Go ahead.
Is it still a worthwhile journey to go on, knowing
what we know?
What we know about what happens to Natasha in the future?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. It is. It definitely is. And it's... I know obviously there was a lot of controversy about Marvel taking their sweet-ass time to do a female-led movie in the series.
Yeah, this should have come out 5 years ago.
But I feel as far as... Well, that's the thing. As far as Natasha's story is concerned, I think this is the right time based on the story we get.
Okay.
I think after the events of the most recent film she was in, this story works at its best because of that, if that makes sense.
Okay.
We've seen how one part of her story concludes, and now we're going back to learn how another part of her life was wrapped up. Keeping it vague, but stuff we've seen in the trailers. The Red Room plays a big part. The
Red Room.
The Red Room. The Red Room. The sort of the brainwashing conditioning hub that creates the Black Widows. It turns young women into vicious soldiers. The program is being run to this day, unbeknownst to her, by a sinister figure known as the Taskmaster. A mysterious figure who publicly, as you'll notice, every source so far does not reveal who is playing the role. We have had theories. I will get to it in spoilers.
Cool. Cool.
She meets up with Yelena Belova, who is another Black Widow, played by Florence Pugh. She also goes by Black Widow in the film. It gets a little bit confusing because a few characters go by Black Widow, including Rachel Weisz, who is Melina Vostokov,
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's double F, but I think they go for the V's, as don't we all?
Russian Skine Minsky.
Yes, Rachel Skeen Weisenstein. Rachel Weisz is also Black Widow. They team up with Alexei, Red Guardian, played by David Harbour, he's definitely... he makes some choices in this that are pretty fun. That's stuff I'll save for you. But, there's a few tidbits I want to talk about.
Because David Harbour's my boy.
Yeah, but
I
he
even forgive him for Hellboy.
yeah, it ain't his fault. Ain't his fault.
If anything, it was in spite of him
Yeah, I love
that
you,
Hellboy was such a fucking mess.
The director Kate Shortland and David Harbour have talked quite openly about how the character of Red Guardian is sort of based on a combo Philip Seymour Hoffman from The Savages and Ricky Gervais from The Office. Which when I read that interview going in, I was like, why?
Ricky Gervais always rings alarm bells, but that's because he likes the attention.
Yeah, well, they said in the interview. Hang on, I've got the source here. They said in the interview, it's from a. Hang on, let me highlight it. Which Empire interview. They said that the comedy comes out of the real domestic need. So I kind of, I can absolutely see how that works.
Yeah, I get the sense from the trailers that there's a sort of family dynamic going on there, which is quite.
And also how Cap is very much a likable everyman. Red Guardian in this is they're going for the likable everyman thing, but less a figure of, a figure of to rally behind, a patriotic figure, more of a illusion of that, and then the real man and dealing with the weight of it all.
You tell me that Captain America's a fucking relatable everyman. Have you seen the size of Chris Evans' chest in that film?
You know the sweater he wore in Knives Out? It's not a sweater, they just painted it on.
Yeah.
That's why it looks so big and comfy. And
Chris Evans is
if I could have him in front of me right now, I would go up to I'd give him a big hug. I wouldn't like, there's no way if I was in the same room as that man, I would be able to like distance from him in some way. I'd never be able to do that. I'd have to be
just gently, get right up close to him and just gently reach around, cup his right cheek, and say,
"It is American."
But now it's mine.
Well, before this gets too creepy, my recommendation is anyone who enjoys the. Well, this is the first.
Sorry, I just got lost.
This is the first. The first behind a paywall on OnlyFans edition of the Big Damn Cap. Big Damn Cap. I recommend it.
Ooh.
It is really bloody good. The action is intense. The choreography for the fight scenes is brilliant. It's very Winter Soldier-esque. Scarlett Johansson.
Well, they've not made a duffer yet, have they? Let's be honest.
No, true, but like it's. I had a slight worry with this because Black Widow has such a distinct fighting style. I was like, is it just going to be full of that? And the answer is yes, but they don't make it boring. There's one bit in particular where it's like, it's just a really good use of like the Black Widow choreography. Thrills, chills, all kinds of spills. I recommend it. I don't want to say too much more because anyone who doesn't want spoilers, go out and watch it now. Go and see it when it comes out. So what day are we on now? So we're recording this on the 22nd. Press embargo will be up by the 24th when this episode is around. So the film comes out on May 1st, which is a.
That's pretty bold having a week embargo. I guess they're not too worried about spoilers then.
Yeah, well, I think it's more the fact that like they know the tickets have sold on this one. Like people are going to go and see it immediately. Yeah. It's Friday, May the 1st. So they're not even getting box office take from the days before. But as we said, spoiler warning. Here we ruddy go, folks. Just a few details. I took notes. In the screener. I felt professional. I smuggled a pad in with my monkey knees.
Hit me with some choice cuts. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Some prime Black Widow. Spoiler warning for Black Widow, the movie that is out next week, May the 1st. Here we go. So this is Scarlett's finest hour. She's absolutely tuned into Natasha like never before.
Well, she's been playing it for so long, yeah, that's to be expected.
Well, she's finally nailed it. She's nailed the part to a T, which is perfect timing because she's dead now. So I think if you're gonna do it, do it. Wait. By the time
Black
you're dead.
Widow or Scarlett Johansson? Is there something we don't know about going on? Do they kill Scarlett Johansson on screen at the end of this? It's like, okay,
no,
dead now. You're not going to be seeing her again.
The Scarlett Johansson is absolutely out there, out in the world.
The way
somewhere.
You phrased that was worrying me a little bit.
There's nothing out there in the world that wants to harm Scarlett Johansson. She's not going to get shot or bludgeoned. She's not going to succumb to some form of horrendous disease. Like, she's fine, man. She's fine. And she's damn fine in this movie. You know the bit in the trailer on the bridge with the fight with Taskmaster?
Is that when she's in the white outfit?
No, pre that. It's with the rolled over jeeps. It's an early set piece, takes place on the bridge on the highway. It involves, and they were talking about this in the Q&A afterwards, the most car crashes achieved through practical effects in any movie scene ever, which is pretty damn impressive. Practical car crashes, and the second most shattered windshields in any scene ever put to film.
Who's counting these things?
Well, you know, Guinness, they have to keep track of this stuff. Obviously, it's only the second most after the Muppet movie, because they went through a lot.
All that product placement from Audi. They've got something with all those spare cars.
Well, that's the thing, they stressed that a lot. The cars were Audi, but the windshields were Toyota. Which is why they were shattered. They didn't intend for them to shatter as much as they did in the sequences.
It was just poor product.
Yeah. They said because again it was the second most windshield shattered in a film after the Muppet movie from the 70s. They call it fozzying. If the windshield shatters on the first roll, it's called fozzying. Famously after the event during the shooting of the Muppet movie where Frank Oz didn't wear a seatbelt and from his chair under the chair, and the car barreled just slightly to the left, and he rolled right over, and he went straight through the windshield, which is partially why it's funny because what most people don't know is before that film went out, Fozzie Bear sounded more sort of like, "Hi, I'm Fozzie Bear," and he damaged his larynx when he went through the windshield. Now he's like, "Ah!" And that's just the noise he makes when he exhales, and it was all because of an injury on that film. Audi made a big point of reiterating that to us, actually, that the Toyota windshields were inferior. But I don't think that has much effect on the movie itself. The scene on the bridge itself was really, really good.
Just lots of shattering windshields.
Lots of shattering windshields.
Fucking hell.
Stuff that doesn't work. Florence Pugh is not great in this.
Really?
Yeah, Florence is... I'm trying to think what I've seen her in most recently.
That is shocking, because I've seen her in...
Midsommar.
I've still not seen Midsommar yet, but I've seen her in Little Women, and she was fabulous.
Yeah, no, she's great. She's great in Little Women. She is brilliant. What was it? Fighting with My Family. I saw her in.
Yeah, Keith's seen that. I've not seen it. Apparently, it's real, real good.
She's brilliant in it, but she's not great in it. It's not hard to figure out why, but to Kate, we talked before in the podcast. We talked about how Gal Gadot needed the direction of Patty Jenkins to unlock Wonder Woman properly. Like Zack Snyder just didn't know, and
I think that's also a script thing as well, because that fucking script's bullshit.
Snyder and Whedon don't unlock her the same way in Justice League either, but Patty Jenkins absolutely unlocks her in that, and it looks like she will do in Wonder Woman 84, which is out in 2 months.
Oh, which can't wait.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But she managed to unlock a performance from her. I don't think Kate Shortland managed to do the same with Florence Pugh. I think there's definitely a good role there, but the problem is she keeps... Florence Pugh is quite a petite lady, and you have to believe, like Scarlett Johansson is. Scarlett Johansson's 5'4", 5'5". You have to believe that person is an intimidating physical presence in any fight scene. They've got to carry themselves a certain way, and Pugh just keeps kind of shattering the illusion, because every time she fires a gun, she keeps going, Florence, pew, 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 in every shot.
Why the fuck did they keep that in?
That's what I thought, but I think it was a stylistic choice, because she can't, you can't dub it with anything. She's doing it in every shootout, regardless of how it's shot. No matter what the shot is, from her front, from the back, into cutting, Florence Pugh's looking down the barrel of the camera and saying, Florence Pugh, pew, pew, every time. And I'm starting to think she only got the role because they saw the enthusiasm when she did the audition, and they were like, oh, this is great. She's Florence Pugh, pew, pew, and then she brought it into the movie. And it really sucks, because you kind of want to imagine that she is Yelena Belova. There's a thing that actors do where they convince you they're playing another person, and I don't think that worked every time she looked down the barrel of the camera and said, Florence Pugh, Pugh, my name is Florence Pugh.
Would you say that the character is more Yelena Belunda whelming?
I don't get it.
Okay. So do you think all the Foley budget went on Foley and all the Fozzing.
Yeah, I mean you've got to fuzzy that. You got to fuzz that fuzzy. You got to fuzz the. It's called fuzz the fuzzying. When you blend out sound effects. The term was coined when Frank Oz famously during the filming of the Muppet movie transported his entire body in a mild roll through a Toyota windshield. It's a fact not many people know about that, actually. It's quite a new fact. It's doing the rounds here on the interwebs.
Should have got me on that film. I'd have followed the shit out of it.
You would have fuzzied that fuzz up right up.
Yeah.
You would have fuzzed it a good one, in a way. Our running theory on previous podcasts,
Yes.
I know a lot of people are wondering whether or not we're actually we've got this, but hey, our running theory about Rachel Weisz turning out to be Taskmaster is not true.
Ooh.
We were wrong on that one.
To be fair, I wasn't. You were more keen on that than I was. I was like,
But I think Rachel must have heard us, because apparently she's developing a Taskmaster tribute act as part of the promotional tour.
oh,
Because you've seen him on the talk shows last couple of weeks over here and in the States and that, but they're about to obviously hit Europe and Asia over the few weeks.
doing all the press tour stuff.
She tried it out on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last night. And
always a font of
it went down a storm because there was a lot of laughter, but that was mostly from Fallon because he's a shit host and he nervous laughs at everything everyone ever says. He's truly awful. He's a garbage entertainer, and he was on SNL back when he was in the cast, and I'm surprised people give him shows. He's also in the worst ride at Florida's Universal Studios. Which I'm definitely going back to in September. I'm definitely going there, and I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
Is that a ride, or did Jimmy Fallon just lure you into a dark room and touch you in inappropriate places?
That would have been a better ride than the Jimmy Fallon ride. No, there's an actual ride where it's like a go-kart thing through New York, and it's called something like The Tonight Show with Fuckboy Laughy Sticks. I can't remember. Hang on, let me see what it's called, because you are half in disbelief that this exists, aren't you?
I'm half in disbelief that anything you say is true.
It's totally true. It's totally true. Where the hell? Hang on. Universal. I've got to get the name of the ride because it's true. It's absolutely true. Orlando. Here we go. I'll pull it up. It's a real ride, and I hate it. I rode it once, and I will not be riding it again later this year. I'll be actively avoiding it. It replaced a Twister attraction that was about like recreating what it'd be like in the special effects for that film. Race Through New York, starring Jimmy Fallon. It's awful. Yeah. It's awful. It's the second worst ride there, actually, after Fast and the Furious Supercharged, which is dreadful. Although
Jimmy Fallon and race, two things I always put together.
Though it hasn't scuppered my excitement for Fast and Furious 9, which is out in 2 weeks, which is going to be amazing.
It's fucking juggernaut.
Seriously, I know we have our thing with those films, but that trailer's got me so excited. I couldn't wait another year to see that. I'm glad.
Also, I did a little bit of Vin Diesel catching up this week, which I'll tell you about after we finish talking about Black Widow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, so last couple of things. Hands down, best moment in the film is when Red Guardian's fighting Dreykov, which is Ray Winston's character.
Okay.
Who's a pirate cat. And he sings about being a cat on the Thames, which is great.
So that was like, are we saying that this is part of the Marvel Cats universe?
No, this is a different universe because you can see his butthole.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the proof of the butthole is in the eating. All right.
Yeah. But Red Guardian's fighting Dreykov on the mountainside, and he kicks him over the ledge, and it's fucking hilarious. He kicks him over the ledge, and it's like close on Arbor's face, and he goes, "Take a hike, Mike," and it's just, oh man, it is the best.
Is it funnier because he's doing it in his big beardy Russian accent?
He doesn't do it in the accent. That's the best part.
He just does it in David Habb.
He just does it in his own voice.
Who was fucking mixing this film? I feel like the sound mix is fucked up.
I think they should get an Oscar, to be honest. There's some unique choices. Remember the trailer, that like music thing?
Yeah.
That's just the noise that the scene changes make.
Okay.
But then eventually,
it's like the symbol transitions in the Transformers cartoon.
Yeah, or the soft wipes in Star Wars. But eventually, they stop using it for the scene transitions. They start using it for every shot transition. It's kind of good. It sort of lulls you in a way. It's very trance-like. If a trance was like something you could experience while you had a box in your head and someone was hitting the box.
So would you say this is probably the most experimental Marvel film to date?
Well, you don't get more experimental than this. Spoilers, spoiler warning, guys.
Right, okay.
Taskmaster's identity is revealed.
Okay.
and this is bold as fuck. It's Natasha from after the events of Endgame.
Fuck off.
So, which is why
How did he set this up?
This is why the watch order is essential.
Yeah.
So turns out after the events of Endgame, after the Soul Stones return to its rightful time and place,
Yeah.
they don't go into that because obviously she doesn't know that. But Natasha arrives in 2016, sees what's happening, understands where she is, and she tries to prevent the Natasha of the present, so the Black Widow Natasha,
Yeah.
from ever reaching the events of Endgame, because she knows that A, it won't change the course of history. Like, it's not going to change things. You know, it's not going to affect time, because, you know, Back to the Future's horseshit. That film made a big point out of that. And she won't have to lose all of her friends, because she won't be around. She's like, there's too much red in your ledger. I'm taking you out. You don't deserve the heartbreak. We're taking you off the table now. Problem is, and it takes her a while to realise this, she doesn't realise she'll have to stick around to see the events happen herself anyway, because everyone's just going to assume she's Natasha. And after the credits, they confirm, because there's a bit of a, I won't say how the film ends exactly, but there's definitely a thread. Because after the credits, we get Natasha Romanoff, so not Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff will return in Avengers Endgame 2, Endgame again. So yeah, we're gonna see an alternate cut of Endgame where it's that Natasha, and we the viewers will know, but no one else will. Of course, with it being Natasha versus Natasha in the final set piece, the armor comes off, because obviously after the reveal that she's Taskmaster, the armor's off. And she's in the grey catsuit with the spider on the belly, with the short cropped hair.
Oh wow, they're going all the way comics, like
why not?
Late 80s, early 90s comics.
At one point, our Natasha is in disguise, and she's just dressed in that like hideous sort of I'm a femme fatale dress that she was in when she first appeared in Daredevil.
Oh, with the fishnets and everything.
Yeah. It's funny because in that scene she interacts with Charlie Cox, but he's not playing Daredevil. He's playing his character from that Neil Gaiman thing.
This is fucking bonkers. Are you telling me Disney have gone mad with power?
Well, they went for it, because here's the thing. They've spent the majority of the money here on the Natasha v Natasha fight. They achieved it through a mix of your standard double shooting. So, like, you obviously got Scarlett Johansson shooting one way and Scarlett Johansson shooting the other way. But to do it, their stunt double is wearing what is a new thing. They're developing a new technology, which is called digital Scarlett Johansson technology, where they map around the stunt actor's body an exact sort of likeness of Scarlett Johansson, which is phenomenal, because essentially anyone can then play Scarlett Johansson. Although they did extensive, they're saying this in the Q&A, Kate, the director, said that they did extensive editing work to like sort of rub out what looked like a butthole on the back where the costume, the digital costume comes together.
That would be embarrassing. Because you wouldn't want an entire film of Scarlett Johansson's butthole. No,
this isn't the Psycho remake. You know, we don't want an Anne Heche right up in our faces. But the fight itself is, I mean, you've got to think with these films have ended with big alien invasions and like Spider-Man fighting an army of drones. This can't be anything to top that. But the way they do it is through the sheer choreography of it all. Yes, it's two Scarlett Johansson's fighting, but it, of course, eventually just turns into that classic Black Widow style, right? Because they're mimicking each other. It's the Taskmaster technique of mimicking. And that's why she can mimic Natasha so well, because she is Natasha. And it ends up, the brilliant thing, the flip that she does, that she starts out in Iron Man 2.
Oh, yeah.
With like, she's got her thighs around someone's face and she's kind of like just trying to, to twist them to the floor and knocks them over. And that move crops up in the films, like throughout the movies. Like she does it to that guy in the interrogation scene at the start of Avengers and classic Black Widow move. It sort of devolves as a brilliant moment where it turns into that, where they're both doing it to each other. So essentially they're just like scissoring each other's faces for it's a
Black Widow helicopter.
Yeah, like just face between thighs, never-ending spin. I can't really remember much about how that fight ends, but I did need to change my underpants. And it was,
That's interesting.
I don't know why. Completely unrelated, I think. But yeah, I didn't think it could top the conclusion to Endgame, but it gets there. They fit. I mean, in conclusion, if you can't tell already, guys, I recommend going to see Black Widow. It's brilliant. If you stuck around for the spoilers, we warned you, but there they are. They fit in so much action, character development, the spectacle it's amazing. They fit so much into it, which is impressive considering the whole thing was only 15 minutes long. So I recommend it, and I think people go and see Black Widow when it comes out on May the 1st.
2020.
2020. Go get it in your eyes, between your thighs.
2020, one of the biggest years for movies so far in the pop culture landscape. It's been a real
cannot stop
fucking...
the movie train. You can't stop it.
Yeah, it's...
Nothing could stop it. You know? Not in this economy.
No.
So...
It's just been release after release after release after release. The cinemas must be fucking laughing their faces off.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, the post-credit scene is Robert Downey Jr. rolling around in cash laughing his face off.
Is that just a little glimpse into what Iron Man was doing between Civil War and Infinity War?
Oh no, they explicitly say in a subtitle, meanwhile at Robert Downey Jr.'s mansion. And he's Scrooge McDucking because he leaps into the cash, but he's also Scrooge McDucking because he's just wearing a dinner jacket.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. That's
I've been waiting to see.
That's my release the butthole cut.
Double standards for censorship, though, because censoring the Johansson butthole but leaving in the Downey Jr. butthole.
Well, the difference is one of them is a digital accidental butthole, and the other one is pure uncut RDJ JR.
So we're only censoring
RDJ JR, Robert Downey Jr. Jr.
RDJ.
Who
So
shot
we're
JR?
censoring fake buttholes, but not real buttholes.
Come on, Matt. Jesus. Come on.
Okay.
So that's Black Widow, guys.
buttholes-
Go see it. Go see it.
From buttholes to bullet holes.
That is the best transition the show has ever had. I'm glad it's here in episode 200. Hey!
Almost like it was planned. So I did a bit of catching up because, as you mentioned, we've got Fast and Furious 9 coming up. And, I've always been sort of partial to the movies of one Vinwood Diesel.
Vinewood Diziel.
Vanwood Diesel. He's got a bit of nerd cred because he's one of those like, I'm a big manly movie guy, but he's also a huge nerd. Like he's big into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I'm a big manly movie guy.
There's rumors he's also big into like Warhammer, and that would make him. And Henry Cavill's recently been talking about being a big Warhammer head. So that's
a Warhammer
pretty cool.
head, is that the official name?
A Warhammer head, yeah, because he's always posting. I started following him on Instagram because he's always posting weird stuff. Like, this is what I'm working on. And one of them was just like, yeah, bit of time between movies, so I'm just painting an Adeptus Custodes army. And I was like, all right, cool. There's this little thing in Britain called Games Workshop. I was like, all right, Henry. So that puts him in that would put Vin Diesel in the illustrious company of Henry Cavill and Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams.
Robin Williams was a big Warhammer guy. Yeah. But yeah, so he's kind of got that nerd cred and also the sort of mainstream cred of being an egg in a vest.
Yeah,
so
he is the vestiest egg we know.
So I went back and checked out a movie that we missed from earlier this year, which is Sony Pictures' adaptation of the Valiant Comics Bloodshot.
Yeah, which, I mean, did well enough. It's in its, 8th consecutive week in the cinemas?
The fact that we're still able to see it with all the stuff that's been coming out is really impressive.
The fact that it had most of the screens at our local Odeon, though, was a testament, I think.
Yeah, I mean, people are really latching onto it, which is weird, because it's a bit crap.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, it's not crap, it's fine. It's fine. But then, I guess people just like mediocre stuff, because, you know, it goes down easy, and everyone went to see fucking Venom, and that was terrible, so I guess Sony's just become the watchword in mediocre films. You love them, come see them. But...
You love them, we're forcing them on you.
Have them, please, take them. We don't know what to do with them, please, take them away from us.
Take my wife. But, take her, please.
But Valiant Comics have been trying to get their properties on film for fucking years. And this one in particular has been in development since 2012.
Christ alive, that long?
To the point where in 2017, Nobody's Friend and Yours, Jared Leto was attached to star in the title role. That would have been a very different movie, let me tell you.
He would have been a skinny little boy.
Yeah.
Start with that.
He's a little paedophile. Twink.
All of the above.
Those two things are not related. Let's be honest. So, for those of you who don't know about Bloodshot,
Don't worry. He's not going to hear this. He's not going to hear this. Apparently, he's away on a meditative retreat, so he's not going to get wind of this.
I wish he'd fucking stay there.
God, imagine if he came back out though. The first thing he heard was some horrible news about how we'd been talking about him.
Yeah, that'd be
funny.
That'd be really tough for him. That'd be a really tough emotional journey.
Yeah.
So,
Jared.
So this has finally sort of been birthed.
Beautifully put. Beautifully put.
So, Bloodshot. How to describe Bloodshot?
Without swearing.
Yeah. No, we don't worry about swearing on this show. So, Bloodshot is kind of like, to put it in a nutshell, it's like the Punisher, but Wolverine without the claws.
Okay.
So the whole concept is you'll have seen the key art and also the art of the character from the comics. He's like fucking grey, white skinned with black hair, red eyes, and a red dot on his chest, like a big red, like the flag of Japan. Not a Japanese character, and so he's this military. Stop me if you've heard this one before. He's a military man.
He's a military man.
Him and his family are killed, and then he's brought back and used as a tool, as a super soldier by some clandestine organization, but he seeks to break free of his control.
That sounds like the most original thing ever, and I want you to cast aside your aspersions.
It's pretty fucking generic. There's not much that this particular version of the story does to sort of what's the word? Distinct. Set
itself apart. To distinguish.
Distinguish. That's the word I'm looking for. I can't speak. Distinguish itself. From like various takes on this story. I mean, it's based on a fairly derivative comic book. I've not read much Valiant stuff, so I'm only vaguely aware of what their characters are, but some of them are fucking wild. Like, really out there stuff. Like, Exo Man of War is about an 5th century fucking Visigoth who discovers a suit of alien armor and then wakes up in the modern day as a fucking super soldier superhero. Archer and Armstrong is about a guy raised in a religious order as an assassin who then meets a fucking 10,000-year-old immortal and they go on zany adventures together. And then Bloodshot is just like, oh, this guy got killed and then brought back to life and I guess he can heal and he's immortal, so yeah, there's that. It's like, okay, fine, whatever.
He's fleshy RoboCop.
Yeah, it's fleshy RoboCop, basically. He's shit Wolverine.
Wolverine is the best description of anything ever.
So here we've got Vin Diesel as with a name so generic that I can't even remember it. What's he fucking called?
Humanson.
Ray Garrison.
Mr. Family.
Ray Garrison. He's on holiday with his wife. Some dude bursts in, talking about the mission that Ray just got back from, and then kills them both. He wakes up in a lab, belonging to the improbably named Rising Spirit company, which is various times in the film made out to be either a real company or a government agency, and sort of interchangeably is both of those things. Like, this is a tech company, but we work for the government, but we're a tech company and we've got shareholders, but also we're doing government things and we're part of the government. So there's sort of a ragtag crew of other sort of operatives, and he's brought back. And he's told, oh, we put nanomachines in your blood. And I'm thinking, is this Metal Gear fucking Solid? And so he's going, so apparently he can just like heal.
Oh.
He's super strong and he can heal from any injury, basically. But he's only got a limited charge. So they send him on this mission to be like, right, we found who killed you and your wife, so go and take him out. Does that. And then you've seen all this in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. Does that, and then, he wakes up again. It's like, does the whole spiel again. And the audience is thinking, no, he's just done this. But then he's like, we found the person who killed you and your wife, and it's a different person. So, you've got your thing there. And would you believe it?
I would.
Again, this is all in the fucking trailers. It's a fake memory.
What?
So it turns out that, they keep telling him different people murdered his wife. So he breaks free and goes on the run and starts looking for the truth. But he's got to find ways to keep himself fucking charged up. So they borrow more than a little bit from Crank 2 High Voltage in that sense, but they're nowhere near as fun with it because this film takes itself too fucking seriously. And, the old thing of, we only make the comic book characters look like they're doing the comic books right at the very end of the movie. Boom. Even though he's all over the posters with his pale skin and red chest, guess what you don't see till right at the very end of the fucking movie?
Pale skin and red chest?
Red chest. Fuck off.
Do you see his cock?
Only in shadow. It's like that Batman comic that came out a couple of years back that they had to edit.
With his big old dong.
But he does spend most of the time fully dressed. But, unusually, I think it's a brave choice.
Yeah.
Doesn't wear a vest, for Vin, which I think is a brave choice for Vin Diesel.
That's sort of like, that is his rider.
Yeah, no, he's like, I just want a vest.
How much do they have to pay him for this?
I don't know. Well, it's a first-time feature. So I guess he went easy on the director, because this is the first feature for David S.F. Wilson.
That's why, yeah. They're like a brother-in-law or something.
Okay.
And he'll do whatever it takes for family.
Family. So yeah, from a screenplay by Jeff Wadlow and Eric Casaria. Eric Casaria has done some good stuff. Jeff Wadlow, I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, it's fairly generic sort of like John Wick, but his face grows back when it gets blown off, you know what I mean? It's just... It's
the charm of John Wick is that he could die at any moment, like, and not the charm, but like the thrill of it is that he is a mortal man.
Yeah.
Whereas here it's just Vin Diesel playing Diesel again.
Like, there is that sort of ticking clock of, when you're going to run out of charge. But it turns out that they put like a USB stick in his belly button.
The classic USB belly button.
So there could be like a neat little bit of body horror there. It's like, am I more machine than man? But no, it's just quite a clean sort of jack, and you can just sort of plug into any wall socket. There is a slight bit of jeopardy in that they're still running USB micro. And everything is USB-C or lightning, so like getting the cables is tricky, and that's sort of like, it's going to have to come for us because we're the only ones who've got the outdated tech. But, thanks to the European Union, because a lot of it's set in Europe, which is odd for an American action movie, but thanks to the European Union, he's sort of limited in trying to get hold of a fucking cable that he can charge from. But once he does that, like, all jeopardy is removed from the film.
Is that what the pouches are for? For the ports for the plug, so we can have a European head for the plug, or a
it's not, it doesn't really carry a lot of stuff. Like, he's just got his one big gun, which he's names after his wife. She's called Gina Bloodshot, and he just has that, which never seems to run out of ammo. And then his pouches are just like fucking mains adapters. Because he burns through his fucking... The more he heals, the more he burns through his charge.
Oh, I see. So it's like it's an endless. It's Crank in a way.
So yeah, it is. It does borrow a lot from Crank too, but it is a case of. It means a lot of the film sort of takes place in and around coffee shops. So I think Starbucks paid a fair bit of money for some fucking product placement.
Big old sponsorship.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't.
Is that why he did that advert? It's been doing the rounds on YouTube this week as a pre-roll. That advert where when the thing glows red on his chest, it's got the little Starbucks like Grecian
the siren, siren it's called.
Yeah,
And when it gets when he starts,
the ones where he comes in and he's like, they say, "How many shots do you want in your espresso?" And he just looks at the barista and they go,
Bloodshot.
"Oh, sorry." Yeah. That's probably some of the best tie-in marketing I've seen in a while, actually.
Yeah, this movie would not have been funded without its several fucking product placement bits. So we got Vin Diesel being Vin Diesel. He's fucking generic as fuck.
Yeah.
And blows stuff up and gets. It's not quite as gory as it could be. Like you could go really gnarly with it and just getting blown to shit, but it kind of pulls back from it a lot, and it's like it's kind of bloodless because he's got these nanites in his blood, so it doesn't. It's not splattery enough. They could have gone full RoboCop squibby with it, but it's all fucking CGI particle effects, so it doesn't quite land. Is when he starts overclocking his nanites, as they call it, and when he gets his red glowy chest.
Yeah.
He does have to pump himself up.
Oh.
And sort of do the whole beating his chest like a gorilla thing.
Oh.
And it's a bit on the nose, I think.
Actually,
like talking about animalism and sort of aggression. And it's going for something. It's going for a thematic through line. But
I was going to say, it sounds quite moving, really.
Yeah, see, you'd think that. But again, it's just not fun.
Is this the scene where it's implied his cock is out, but it's in shadow?
Yeah, because he has his clothing blown off.
Yeah.
And you expect him to, like, stoically walk out of the fire, T-1000 style, but he comes out of it on all fours.
Yeah.
Sort of like, sort of hugging himself up, and then he gets all super strong. Doesn't get hairy, though. It's weird.
Doesn't get hairy.
Doesn't get hairy, just gets super strong. Toby Kebbell's in it, and we always like seeing him. He's good.
Good boy.
But underused. He's just like, oh, I'm a mercenary, I killed your family. No, it wasn't me. But then you never really find out what his deal was. You just find out that the memories were fake. So you know that he was sent to kill him, but they never really go into why evil Guy Pearce. Because spoiler from the trailer, that was in the trailer, Guy Pearce is evil. Why evil Guy Pearce is getting him to knock off all these people. And they don't even really... So the way the movie kind of gets away from it, but it just seems like his wife wasn't real. It never really gets into who he was. He's just random person. There are some suggestions that he was fished out of a car wreck.
Yeah.
So there might be sort of like... some people have speculated that this might be some sort of co-production and sort of Fast and Furious pseudo spin-off.
You see, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it's just a mythology gag.
Possibly, but like they do have that tie-in sponsorship with Toyota.
I mean, there's not quite as many car wrecks and windshield breaks as there are in Black Widow, from what you're telling me, but there's still
the second most windshield breaks in all of cinema after the Muppet movie.
There's still some vehicular carnage.
Does anyone Fozzie?
No one Fozzies.
For those who don't know, Fozzieing was named after an accident where Frank Oz, during the film of the Muppet movie, smashed through the windshield of a Toyota because he wasn't wearing his seatbelt. That's why it's called Fozzieing.
There is, there is a climactic action sequence on a bridge, so I guess that's becoming the flavour of the year, really.
Yeah. It's the year of the bridge.
Year of the bridge, 2020, year of the bridge in film. And of course, despite... Again, in a sort of tonal dissonance that's rife in this film, there is that sort of lack of any personality in Vin Diesel and his performance until he, after trying to be talked down by the fucking scientist, is like, I'm the only one who's got the answers. I'm the only one who can give you your old life back. He just looks him dead in the eye, and he's just Vin Diesel sort of monotone just says... take a hike, Mike, and drops him off a bridge.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool, actually.
But it's the only one-liner in the film, so it kind of comes out of nowhere. It's just, it's like, that's weird. So it makes me wonder if there's a more sort of zingy cut of this with a bit more humour in it, because if there's one thing that this film is desperately lacking, it is a sense of humour.
Is it true that every line bar that the famous one-liner, the classic one-liner, some might say,
infamous one-liner, yeah.
Is it true that the rest of the film, Vin Diesel only speaks in iambic pentameter?
I lost count on my fingers.
Ah, yeah.
So I was like,
amongst the explosions, it might be hard to register each line kind of.
Yeah, there was quite a sort of staccato rhythm to the way he was speaking, and he did seem a bit distracted, almost like he was reading off on cue cards or something. But I think we all know that Vin Diesel is a consummate professional and would never do anything like that. As we know, if there is one thing that Vin Diesel is not, it is a candy ass. So
That's true. He's
I
not
don't
a candy
think he would
ass.
lower himself to anything that sort of candy or assed.
In many ways.
But yeah, Bloodshot, if you missed it, that's fine. You can continue to miss it. Again, I don't know a lot about Valiant as a comic book, so I couldn't tell if there were any sort of Valiant shout-outs. I know there are other Valiant movies in production.
Yeah.
They've been trying to get X-O Manowar off the ground for fucking donkey's years. Like, since way before there was any talk of doing a Bloodshot film. But unless there was some sort of really spurious detail hidden in there, which I thought was a missed opportunity. It's like, you've got this tech company, why aren't you having them do like rad armor? But apparently they're just all about injections and sort of nanites and weird vaccines and viruses. There's a bit of bioweapon stuff in here, but again, they don't really get into it. It's very surface level. There's no depth to it.
Yeah. Well, it's Sony.
Yeah.
That's their bag. And the post-credit scene, do they actually show who's going to be playing Otto Octavius, or is that a thing that they're saving for the next
You
film?
just see the
Sonyverse?
silhouette.
Ah, right.
The silhouette. And it's difficult to tell.
All the robot arms, they've been teasing
Yeah.
it. But yeah, it's
Difficult to tell what the design is going to be like, because you can only, like I say, you can only see the silhouette, but it looks like we've got snappy claws, which is cool because I like a good
old
snappy claw.
Snap claws. Snap claws.
Snap.
Yeah.
And there are 6 people on the team, and they are called. And there is a moment where Bloodshot does look towards another character and say, "There's something sinister going on," but nothing really comes of it. So,
I've got a theory.
is it a demon?
That's why a dancing demon, but I think that's why Jared Leto didn't get the part, because they're obviously saving him for the Bloodshot versus the Sinister Six movie.
There was mention of some geneticists that could maybe help him out with getting back his normal life, but I think he's abandoned that by the end of the film when he yeets Guy Pearce off a bridge. Kind of becomes immaterial at that point. Oh God, I'm really, really gassy after that. I'm sorry. If that didn't come through on mic, don't worry about it. But if it did, I'm very, very sorry. Oof. Speaking about hot air.
Don't be burping like that when we're back together next week.
No.
In the same room.
Saving all my farts for you. Speaking about hot air, let's move on to our last movie of the week. It's a triple movie week. How often do we do triple movie weeks? Never. That's how much of a fucking bumpy year 2020's been so far. And we're only at the end of April. We've not even got into the summer season yet.
Well, some might be thinking, you're a little bit late with this one, with the Bond review, really. But that's why we're going to go balls deep spoilers from the top, because it was just hard to get a seat. Like, this has been...
Also, your schedule's been all over the place with Panto, so it's difficult enough to get together to do a record, let alone do a record of a movie that we've both seen.
And Bloodshot have been paying for 80% of all screens in every cinema as well.
Yeah, Sony really put their money behind that. Which is, surprising. But
they've announced the Bloodshot Cinematic Universe, and we know that the Sony Spider-Man properties are going to tie into it, so it's only a matter of time.
They should throw the Valiant name behind it, but I guess nobody knows what Valiant is.
For all we know, there's going to be a scene at the end of one of them where someone shows up and says, I'm going to talk to you about the Valiant Initiative. I wouldn't put it past Sony.
That's the thing, Valiant's just the name of the company, like Marvel or DC, so... You know, you think it'd be easy to use, but we'll see. I don't think it's as recognisable. But anyway, we're not talking about that anymore. We're talking about...
No, we're talking about the other Sony thing.
The last James Bond movie? Question mark?
I know. Well, I mean, spoilers, there are teasers, but I wouldn't put it past them because you can't top this, really. No Time to Die came out a few weeks ago, April 2nd. We're assuming everyone's seen it because, I mean, we couldn't get a freaking seat when we had the chance.
Yeah, if everyone's not seen it, then what have they been doing with their time?
But yeah, for those who haven't, like, here's the studio mandated synopsis, just to keep it in the clear. So, No Time to Die. It's the 25th Bond movie, starring Daniel Craig, of course, in the role of James Jamswado Bond. Rami Malek is villain Safine. Leah Seydoux.
I think it's Seydoux, yeah.
Lovely lady from Spectre's back, playing Madeleine Swan again.
She's also in Death Stranding.
Yeah, she is, isn't she?
Very good in that.
Lashana Lynch makes a debut. Ben Whishaw's back.
Big up
Naomi
for the
Harris
Arse
is
massive.
back. Yeah, we got Jeffrey Wright in this one as well. Christoph Waltz is back.
Wright,
Ray
man.
Fiennes. A lot of boys and girls playing out.
Before we get into it, on the subject of Jeffrey Wright, you need to get on the fucking Westworld train, boy.
I do.
I know you've been
season
busy.
4's confirmed, aren't they? They've been on season 4's confirmed.
I know.
Look, if I can find the time in the coming weeks at any point where I have the luxury of just being, stuck at home and able to binge stuff, I'll get there.
When
but
you get back and you
the
got a minute
likelihood
to
of that,
yourself, you jump on that fucking Westworld train, boy.
I'll give it a go. Is that like the train from Back to the Future Part 3?
No, there's actually a train in it called the Westworld train.
Oh, the Westworld train.
The Westworld Express.
The West Express.
That's a lie.
World.
It's not called the Westworld train, but there is a train.
It's called Choo Choo McGee.
Several trains.
See, our train of thought has derailed there.
The murder train.
Murder on the murder train.
The murder
Express.
robot train.
Thomas the Transformer. No Time to Die is the 25th Bond movie in the series of Bond films, not counting, of course, the spoof Casino Royale and the Never Say Never Again? Was that the unofficial one with Connery? I can't remember.
Forget.
Well, it's not unofficial anymore, but we'll get to that.
I forget, but that's because I don't care.
I don't know, you seem pretty bowled over by this one.
I mean, yeah, I've enjoyed James Bond as individual films. Like, I really, really like Skyfall and Casino Royale, but like as a franchise, I just, like, in terms of the inter-movie continuity, I just don't give a fuck. Which, for the most part, neither does... Until Daniel Craig came on board, neither did the production company. So...
Well, yeah, it seemed like Craig was the end game.
Yeah.
Because, okay, spoiler free. 5 years after the capture of Blofeld, spoiler alert, it was Blofeld in Spectre, James Bond has left active service. He's approached by Felix, his friend and CIA officer who enlists his help in the search for Valdo Obrachev, a missing scientist. And when it becomes apparent that Obrachev was abductive, Bond must confront a danger the likes of which the world has never seen before. Now, we've all seen this movie.
Yeah,
by this
like,
point.
There's always a danger that the world has never seen before. James Bond is always the only man who can stop it, and he usually gets there by fucking his way there.
I mean, the thing is, this film starts showing his last active duty mission after the events of Spectre before everything kicks off. And, of course, in that mission, he turns around and says directly to the camera, he turns direct to the camera and he says, "Oh, look, I'm only 2 seconds away from retirement."
What could possibly happen? His third retirement in the Daniel Craig film series, by the way.
Yeah. And the thing is, his stare into the camera is so intense that everything around him is suddenly, like, shitting its pants. And they don't bother him for those 2 seconds. They don't kill him. And they let him walk off. And off he goes. Our title sequence begins. Theme song by Billie Eilish, who, it's weird that she demanded to be in the title sequence. But I guess that makes sense considering the title sequence is just close-ups of really baggy tracksuit hoodies.
I mean,
so
she
it kind of works out in a way. She pokes out like a whack-a-mole between the folds of the hoodies. It's odd.
She does,
but it makes sense because it sounds like her. Like it's too much her. It doesn't sound like a Bond track.
It sounds like her, as in it sounds like Amy Winehouse with Bell's palsy.
Oh my god!
That's what Billie Eilish sounds like.
That's the pull quote. Oh my god! Oh, it's beautiful. Right, so James being off the grid and retired at the top of the film leads to a lot of opportunities for their new sponsorship deals. And Sony, the Bond franchise, it can't shy away from it, so they hit the ground running. James is retired. He's living happily. He now drives a Buick Encore,
which I thought was it's a move away from the sort of
true. I mean, it's an SUV,
supercar.
granted. Yeah. But you see, the high seating position gives a clearer view of the road, which is perfect for seniors and people with a history of multiple concussions.
This new Bond is very safety first.
Exactly, and plus he's not got 20/20 vision anymore. He's been punched a lot. He didn't shell out for the extra OnStar though, which I thought was a bad move.
No.
But maybe I'm overthinking the fact that he could have saved some money on getting the OnStar deal, because to have it implanted in American dollars, would be a further $2,000. But it's just $1,000 extra to have it put into your Buick. But
Yeah.
sure, he's Bond. He lives dangerously.
Except
when he's driving his Buick Encore.
Safety.
Buick
Safety
Encore.
first.
Yeah, and also Buick windshields too. I heard in the first draft that it was Toyota, but they flat out refused to use them.
Yeah, I mean, after everything that went down in Black Widow, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. You see, they didn't want Daniel Craig's high insurance. They didn't want him fozzying. For those who don't know, fozzying is it's a term coined when the filming of the Muppet movie in the 70s. The car tilted and Frank Oz burst through the windshield of the car because he didn't have a seatbelt on himself, or indeed Fozzie. Which is why we'll never buy Toyota windshields, guys. Never buy Toyota windshields.
No.
He also does a lot of his food shopping at M&S Food, because he's Bond, James Bond. This isn't just any old Bond. This is M&S James Bond.
Oh, okay.
He's on.
It's any old James Bond.
Yeah, pretty much, in a way.
Have you seen a James Bond movie? No spoilers. You've seen No Time to Die.
You've seen No Time to Die. But, there's some things we haven't seen before. I mean, the slower lifestyle for him at the top is very unique. I mean, it's not like we've ever seen him sitting it out and doing sod all at the start of the movie, apart from at the start of Spectre. Well, I suppose as well, from the start of Skyfall in a way.
Quite a bit of Skyfall, yeah.
Yeah. But he's on decaf tea now. It's funny because after he puts the milk in, he puts his hand over the top of the cup and he just violently shakes the cup.
It's the only way you can feel anything.
Yeah, well, he burns himself and over again. It wasn't a pleasant way to open the film. He was swearing his tits off, which probably explains the last minute change to an 18. I guess they just didn't want it to compromise their vision by censoring that stuff.
Well, I think it was a very tight shooting schedule. So I think even though they didn't get a sort of controlled performance, they kind of had to work with what they've got. Because the time on set with Daniel Craig was limited as per his contract.
Oh, it was limited, and he's determined to have his drinks shaken.
Yeah,
like he's that in character.
Cannot stir anything.
Yeah. I don't even think the character of Bond owns a spoon.
And it's starting to come out now that Daniel Craig actually pulled a lot of weight on set because he wanted more creative control in his contract, and as per the insurer's demands, he was also on suicide watch the entire time.
Yeah.
So he clearly wasn't happy making this film.
Which is a shame because like if you were going home every day to Rachel Weisz, you imagine that you'd just be happy in general. But
but you're unhappy because you have to leave Rachel Weisz at home.
True, and even when they are being intimate, she's wearing that Taskmaster outfit, and she keeps insisting on showing him that clip of Jimmy Fallon laughing at her in the Taskmaster outfit. And Fallon is an erection killer.
Yeah.
He's a killer of many things.
I can only imagine how hard it must be.
Well, it isn't anymore. That's the point. It's never hard.
Well, allegedly, we don't want to speculate on people's sexual health.
But we do when Jimmy Fallon is the cause of it. Jimmy Fallon is the Toyota of people.
I think we're not only are we getting off topic of No Time to Die, but we're getting a bit too on topic about your escapades here, Christopher.
All right, fine, fair enough.
Just leave Jimmy Fallon out of the bedroom.
If we could leave him out of everything, I'd be a happy boy. But you know what else makes me a happy boy? Lashana Lynch.
Yeah.
Hey! Also represent. Dab, dab, dab. Lashana Lynch, of course, there was a controversy around when she was announced as being in the film because people said that she was playing a 00 agent.
What a shame.
We talked a lot about the fact, she's the new 007, and we talked a lot about, good. Like 007 is a code name, but it's not the only one, but we'll get to that. And it's fine. But the thing is, what I thought was most striking, I remember that, you remember the whole screening tense to this point, because they revealed that her character was called Nomi, the actual name of the character, but Sony's been insisting in the press, like, Nomi, the same way they were going, like, no, Christoph Waltz isn't Blofeld, he's not Blofeld.
We all know how that turned out.
Yeah, but everyone in the screening tensed up because we now know that her full name, as she says it, is Know Me as Jane Bond, which is what she says in the scene at the casino. called the Royale, funnily enough, callback, which Q got really annoyed about in film. In fact, the whole film sort of stops for like a 15-minute sequence to show him setting up a Twitter account just to sort of complain about it.
I thought it was an interesting way to go with Q making him an MRA.
Yeah, and an incel.
Yeah.
Massive incel energy from Q, which is, disappointing. And also disappointing because he's a tech head, but he didn't change his profile picture from an egg.
Well, changing your profile picture leaves less time for composing angry tirades.
True. And I suppose it could be a quail's egg, which begins with a Q. So...
That was more laboured than some of the stuff in this film, but we'll get to that.
But we'll get to the meat and potatoes, the bit everyone wants us to talk about, because everyone's already seen this by now. They want us to talk about the finale. They want us to talk about Act 3.
Yeah.
The big sequence.
I don't think it landed for me.
Really?
Yeah,
I was clenching the whole time, from upwards to the downstairs.
I think it was just too much.
Oh, I don't know.
It was just too much going on.
Right. But we should probably give some context.
Yeah.
See, it's revealed in Act 3. Again, spoilers, guys. It's revealed in Act 3 that 007's not the only code name. Because we finally get a semblance of continuity. We get the confirmation that there has been more than one James Bond. Because they all come together to fight as a team. Because remember, you have Rami Malek's character is... Safin turns to his minion and he says, "What, all one of him?" And he goes, "No, sir, all 13." And they all come together, and it's amazing because we get, and I still cannot quite believe they composed the shot together, because apparently they weren't all on set, but understandably, Connery.
Well, some of them are unable to be on set.
Well, Connery, of course, but they CGI
because
around his wheelchair. They CGI around his wheelchair, which I thought was impressive, because instead of like just sort of putting him on someone else for his introductory shot. My Connerys were coming up then. His introductory shot, it just sort of looks like he's hovering, but he's exhibiting that big Dick Connery energy, so it doesn't really matter, I suppose.
Well, they could always CG a big dick onto him.
They could. But he'd insist that it be a caber. So you've got Connery.
Despite the fact that he doesn't live in Scotland or toss cabers.
Yeah. toss a caber to your Connery. They get Connery. They get Lazenby, but he's only in it for a minute and then he disappears. They get Dalton. They get Brosnan. Craig is in the shot. For obvious reasons, they pretend, because he can't really get around it, that Moore is stuck in traffic. So he sends his one-liners in via a WhatsApp voice memo. But then, surprise, again, spoilers, he shows up, played using motion capture by Venom Let There Be Carnage director Andy Serkis.
Which was a epically well kept secret, because if I was Andy Serkis and I was working on James Bond, I'd be all over it. I'd be like, yeah, doing a bit of stuff for James Bond, I can't tell you what. Wink wink, nudge nudge, go see James Bond, also Venom Let There Be Carnage out October 2nd, 2020. But
well, he did have that tattooed on his chest. And I thought it was quite unique, because to get the voice for Moore, they sample the fake Moore voiceover from Knowing Me, Knowing You. And also they got Ben Schwartz and somebody, what's his name? Another comedian. They got another dude in. They sampled their voice sample basically to create the sounds of Roger
Bill
Moore.
Hader?
Bill Hader, yeah, of course, Bill Hader, who famously does impressions of Roger Moore and no one else.
Yeah.
And then the portal opens. And all the future Bonds start walking through, and this was the bit where our screening lost their shit.
Yeah, I was really surprised that they went there on this, because there's always been some sort of like soft sci-fi elements in James Bond, particularly the Brosnan ones where they were getting really weird.
Oh god, yeah.
With that, like in fucking Die Another Day, where the dude who just straight up changed his race.
Yeah,
I've invented a machine where I can change my race. It's like, well,
and at no point does anyone call him Diamond Face, despite the fact he has diamonds in his face.
Yeah,
but
it's just missing a big fucking trick there.
But through they come, guys. They make up for this. Dan Stevens, Michael Fassbender, Harry Styles, Tom Holland, Timothy Chalamet's ventriloquist replica, and Paul Rudd.
And the thing is about the Paul Rudd one that really gets me is, when is it from?
Well, apparently...
Because he looks younger than he does now. I think Paul Rudd is just getting younger.
Yeah, he's playing the youngest incarnation in this scene.
Yeah.
which is remarkable because he's 72.
That's... I don't know what he's doing, but I should probably start doing some of it.
I know, but
because it's working for him.
it's a good look, and it's a good look when he comes through, and because they work together to fight against Rami Malek's nuclear-powered bomber jet, and to do it, they start climbing all over each other, and they combine to make a gigantic mega bond.
Which I thought was very sexy.
It was beautiful, big old dick swinging. I've
never enjoyed a bunch of fucking white dudes clambering all over each other, all sweaty, since I stopped watching WWE.
But that was the boldest choice for me, because all these white boys climbing all over each other combined, and the mega bond was played by Idris Elba. They've been hiding it under our nose the entire time. They've been keeping it from us. He was always going to be Bond. We just didn't realise he was the combi Bond. The com Bond, if you will. I couldn't... But a gigantic Idris Elba punching a nuclear fighter jet in its nose. Right in the nose cone.
I mean, we thought that they'd sort of arrested the rise into absurdity with the Pierce Brosnan Bonds, but I guess they just decided to embrace it again.
Balls to the wall, my friend. Balls to the walls.
Sort of brings the title home of the idea that James Bond will never die.
He never will, because he will always live on in the multiverse o' Bond.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I speak for us both here, but I imagine I'm correct that the best moment in the whole film is at the end of the fight sequence there, where the stunt double with Sean Connery's face planted onto him, because they use this new thing that they've got called Scarlett Johansson technology.
Oh yeah, the digital Scarlett Johansson technology.
That's one where they put Sean Connery's face on the stunt double and they just sort of attach it round. He launches from the chest of the Mega Bond and punches Rami Malek right between his eyes, yelling that classic 007 catchphrase, "Take a hike, Mike!"
It was really good to see that again.
Oh,
I've
God.
not heard that since Doctor No.
Just
so
the feels.
It was really good.
The feels when that, just synergy, bookending it.
Yeah.
I think that's why you think it's the last one. That's why you're getting the vibes, isn't it? Because it's
I think it's the last one. I don't know where they can go from here.
Well,
After
after
I
the
think
credits,
that's why they put all the future Bonds in, because it means they don't have to do them now.
After the credits, they did say Jane Bond will return.
Yeah, which I'm all down for. Give me that series.
But we're already hearing rumours that Jane Bond will be played by Daniel Craig, and he's not allowed to buy out of the contract to doing it.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks. But
Yeah. But that's okay, because Lashana Lynch is going to do a Sean Connery and make an unofficial Jane Bond film that isn't part of the canon.
yeah, I think that's the one I'm more interested to see, because as bonkers as this one got, it was still a James Bond film.
Yeah.
So
At the
I'm
end of the
kind of
day.
bored of them now.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything they could do to excite us, really. Like, before or after this one.
There's nothing you can do to excite me anymore. I'm dead inside.
Oh. Well, you may be dead
wizened.
inside, but there are live people out there emailing into the show!
What?
Segue!
All right, so first one comes in.
In our 200th
from-
episode, emails at the 200th episode.
This is from a new listener.
Hey!
New listener named Sam.
Hey,
Hi,
Sam. That's
And
me,
they-
that's me clapping, Sam.
Hey! And they are asking, well, first of all, they're asking us to
They're demanding.
dip into our regular segment.
Oh.
Matt and Chris, two lifelong Doctor Who fans, reluctantly discuss Doctor Who.
Oh, do you know what?
Well,
It's
something
weird.
else about 2 questions.
In these last few weeks, I love how this has basically become our favourite item.
Yeah.
To the point where we did that like multi-part special at the start of March, where it was just literally nothing but us talking about the Moffat era. That was
Nothing
fun.
but Who.
That was fun. I think we might have to remove the word reluctant at this point.
It's just fucking Moffat all the way down.
Moths a poppin'
Infinite Moths.
was my favourite episode.
So Sam says, "Hello, Big Damn Cast.
Hey, Sam.
I am a new listener. I have been listening for 1 month. This is my first ever email, so for my first question. Lots of firsts. I'm loving it. The number one is a theme in this week. I'm starting some Big Finish because I'm a Doctor Who fan. I have listened to the Jupiter Conjunction, So what now? I need more. I am open for first, second, and third Doctor, even now the actors are not with us. And I need, all caps, Peter Davison.
Can I kiss Peter Davison?
Looking forward for your answer. Goodbye, boys, from Sam. And I'm going to say, Sam, I think you've come to the wrong blokes.
Well, yeah, we're not the binge boys for Big Finish, but I would. Here are my recommendations, as it were. You have an infinite wealth of like the first 7 odd years of it on Spotify.
Yes,
dive in.
That would also be my suggestion. Is dive into what's on Spotify. Don't worry about the order. Just go for the ones with the Doctors that you're interested in. Like, there's tons of Peter Davison stuff on there. And Spare Parts is a standout. Everyone says, oh, Spare Parts is a great one. And they're not wrong. It is good. So go and have Spare Parts and listen. That'll give you your Peter Davison fix.
If you want a Doctor mix, my recommendation is track down. Digital will be easier than physical nowadays. But you could always go look for the physical copy. Just pop out, as you are free to do right now, and go to your local music store or geek collector shop, because they're all open. Everywhere's open right now for you to check it out. They're at a very short distance. Just get out there, socialise with the clerks, and pick up the physical discs.
Make sure to give them a nice firm handshake.
Yeah. As a thank you for the transaction. It's not a euphemism. I'd recommend tracking down the original Short Trips compilations. There's 4 of them.
They're
pretty good. Different actors reading a story for one story on each disc for each of the first 8 Doctors. They're all between 10 and 15 minutes long, and they're a lot of fun. You get a different feel of the different eras. If you listen to Gallifrey 4 or Beneath Summerfield Epoch, there's a handsome voice actor in a few of those, but I wouldn't recommend those.
Not that you can tell because they're a voice actor.
I wouldn't recommend those as standouts, like, because they're middle of series, so don't bother. Although Beneath Summerfield Epoch is the start of like a whole new run. But anyway, my recommendation as a very casual Big Finish listener is start with the 8th Doctor and Lucy Miller stuff.
Oh yeah, they were. I hear them. I've still not listened to a lot of them. I hear they were really good.
Pop on over when I get back a couple of days and come and grab the CDs. Come and give me a big old hug and a kiss, and then grab the CDs.
I don't really need an excuse to do that, Chris, but thank you. I think some of them are at least on Spotify, so I'll have a look. But yeah, my advice is just go to Big Finish on Spotify, see what they've got,
dive
and
in.
Have a listen to the Doctors you're more interested in. See if they're any good. Take note of who the writers are for each story, and if you like those ones, go after those writers. That's usually the best way to navigate something as sprawling as this.
Corral the writer boys.
Yeah, if you like one writer's style, go and look them up. I think that's the way to go. So hope that helps you, Sam.
This is the way.
This is the way. And
I have spoken.
This is the way. This one comes in from the fabulous Dan Rawlings.
Oh, Dan Rawlings. Oh, he's got knees. They're the best knees in the world.
He sent us a little quiz. Are you ready for this little quiz?
A quizzings?
A quiz. That's all about a quiz for us.
Oh?
That's all about us.
Oh my god.
Are you ready?
Does it count as cheating if we use our own memories?
I think that's the idea.
Oh, right, fair enough.
So he says, 2000 episodes by Jing. Here's a little quiz for you both. Feels like 2000 episodes, that I'm not going to lie. So question 1.
Okay.
Who features in the video thumbnail for episode 100 of The Big Damn Quaist?
I know that one. Do you know that one?
Nope.
It's Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Okay.
Because it was the first thumbnail to use our red design. And I put him in it. It's the one with the brackets, the design we use now. I put him in it, and then about 3 days later I went, do you know what? I could Photoshop his hat popping out over the front of the barriers, and thus created my favourite and most irritating feature of our graphics.
The pop out.
He
loves it.
They look good. They look bloody good, but they take forever to make.
I'm going to do the answers at the end, because I'm going to try and guess some of these, and I don't want to spoil them for myself.
Okay.
So we're going to say Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Jack Nicholson. Are you writing them down?
I don't know. Yes.
I can write them if you want. I'll write them if you want.
You write yours down, I'll write mine down.
Okay. Ooh, all right. Oh, it's like a pub quiz. Eee.
Yay!
Speaking of, we should go to the pub in a couple days' time. Let's go to the pub.
Yeah.
In fact, let's go to a Weatherspoons and have all the things on offer.
See, as much as I like the convenience of Weatherspoons, fuck Tim Martin, eat the rich. So
Oh God! Imagine though if the whole world finally woke up to the fact that he is a prick.
yeah, I know, right? I wonder what it would take.
Yeah.
So, question 2: which movie was the subject of the first Big Damn review?
Oh my God! Is that Big Damn Review the YouTube series?
I think Big Damn Review the video series. In which case, I think.
Oh, I think I know which one that is too.
I think if I remember correctly, which I don't.
I'm writing my answer down. I think I know what it is. I don't want to say because Just so you know, if you hear the typing, guys, I'm typing in my answers. I'm not searching them up.
I'm gonna write down mine. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Could be wrong.
I think I'm right on this one. I'm kind of excited. How sad is that?
I think I'm wrong, but I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Question 3. Obviously, a chunk of the show was loaded to Chris's channel, but which Big Damn Cast episode was the first to feature on the then brand spanking new Big Damn Chanel number 5?
Oh, I think I might be one number off, but I'm taking a punt.
I'm gonna guess.
Because that's true. On YouTube, it was all on my YouTube channel, and then we gave it a channel. I think it was past a year in.
Yeah, I think it was past a year in.
Yeah.
So I've guessed.
Yeah.
Whoa,
this is good.
Because I don't know. 4. Question 4.
Yeah.
How many videos on the Big Damn channel have our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in the thumbnail? Is it A, 14, B, 17, C, 21, or D, 26?
How many thumbnails? This is Big Damn Cast.
How many
Tom
Big
Holland
Damn,
interview, Let's Plays.
How many videos on
Yeah.
the Big Damn channel have Spider in the thumbnail?
So what was that? 14, 17?
14, 17, 21, or 26?
Okay. I'm taking a stab at that. All right.
I'm taking a stab at it. I don't know any of these.
Thank you for the multiple choice on that one, Dan.
Yeah. Question 5. Can you name all 4 of the Big Damn commentary subjects so far?
So that's going to be tricky because there's some that aren't public yet. Okay.
The ones that are public.
Yeah. So it'll be the public ones. It's not in order. Because I've just.
That's not right. Oh no, yeah, it is.
Okay. Oh, this is good. Dan, this is brilliant. This is a great quiz.
I appreciate the work you did for this, Dan. It's more than we do for anything.
No, Dan's submitting it as extra credit somewhere.
Yeah.
Like to sort of justify why he's listened to a shitload of us talking bollocks.
Question 6. Have you done that, by the way? Have you got your answers in?
Yeah, it's up to me.
Question 6. In episode 113, Charlie joins the boys to review The Meg. But what was the name of the sequel he had in mind? Now, this I do remember. And when I did remember it, it made me chortle quite a bit. Because
I don't think I remember this one.
Fucking great. When I say it, you'll giggle. If it's what I think it is, which I think it is. Question 7. Which episode is the most viewed on YouTube of the lot?
So that's the most viewed episode of the Big Damn Cast.
I think most viewed video.
Okay.
No, most viewed episode.
Yeah, I think
episode.
I think they're one and the
most viewed
same.
episode.
I think they're one and the same. I can't remember the number, but I remember the title. Oh,
okay.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I think
really
it's a
good.
weird one as well, but I gotta get to that. Final
This is
question.
Really good.
Final question. How many people have appeared on 9 is 10 and the Big Damn Cast?
So that's the same people don't count.
Yeah, how many people?
Okay.
Total. How many individuals?
I'm guessing that includes you and me then.
That would include you and me.
Okay. Oh god, I need a moment to calculate this one.
I need a moment to calculate this one.
How
Yeah.
many episodes of series 1 are 2-parters? Because it's the same guest on each one. Oh shit! And then there's after parties. Okay. I'm gonna say around, including you and me. And then
Yeah, there's a lot of this going on.
are we counting Lucy? Because she cameos on Big Damn Cast. I'm gonna count Lucy.
Okay.
Lucy. Okay. Okay. Woo. Okay.
I'm gonna say I can't be bothered working out. I'm just gonna take a guess.
Take a punt, love. Take a punt.
Right. Okay. Answers.
That was amazing.
Also, he signs it off with "Good luck, my dears," and this image.
Oh, picture of Tom from the start of Dimensions in Time.
Fabulous.
Oh, she hates
Absolutely
me.
fabulous.
She even hates children.
Fucking love it.
Thank you, Dan.
All right.
That was great.
Here we go. Quiz answers.
Yes. So reiterate the
Question
question.
Question 1. Who features in the video thumbnail for episode 100 of The Big Damn Quest?
What did you answer?
I didn't know.
I said Jack
I
Nicholson.
passed. And it is Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Hey!
So 1 to Chris.
Because it was a 100th celebration. So it's him throwing money in the air from the trust sequence.
Yes. Question 2.
Yeah.
Which movie was the subject in the first Big Damn review?
I said Alita Battle Angel.
I thought it was Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, what was it?
It's Alita Battle Angel.
Hey! Woo!
Question 3. What was the first episode to feature on the then brand spanking new Big Damn channel?
Total stab in the dark. I think it's because I knew it was past a year and it was toward Christmas, so it would have been beyond 52 by a bunch. I've put 67. What did you put?
I put episode 56.
Okay. What was it?
The answer may surprise you.
Oh,
It's episode 31.
really?
The drunken Doctor Who catch up.
See, I thought it was past our first year.
I thought it was past our first year, but it turns out everything feels like longer than what it is because time is a lie.
Time is a lie. Well, how do we know? We're so busy. There's stuff going on all the time right
Exactly.
now. We're going everywhere. Oh my gosh! Yeah,
question-
I assumed it was from our second Christmas. Oh wow. Okay.
Question 4.
Yeah.
How many thumbnails have Spider-Man in them?
I was multiple choice.
Yeah. I said B, 17.
I said B17.
It's C, 21.
Really?
Apparently so.
Ooh, he's been getting around, our boy, Spidey boy.
Question 5. All the 4 Big Damn commentary subjects so far.
I put Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Yep.
Meltdown, Red Dwarf,
Yep.
Blink, Doctor Who,
Yep.
and the class finale.
You're wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what is it?
Because Class wasn't technically a Big Damn commentary, it was an episode.
Oh God, was it?
Yeah. The 4
Oh,
Big Damn,
yeah.
Big
Well,
Damn
it's
commentary so far.
It's not called Big Damn Commentary. It's just called
Yeah.
It's like commentary for class or whatever. Yeah.
The 4 of them so far, Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
Blink, Meltdown,
Yeah.
and Batman the Animated Series, Be a Clown.
Be a clown, of course. Of
Which
course.
I got that. I actually got that one right, so I'm quite
Oh
pleased
no,
with
yeah,
myself.
yeah. Class is a separate video. It's not a podcast, but because it didn't come under the branding, we haven't released it. We haven't put it in the Big Damn Commentary playlist.
Yes.
That's one reason. The other reason is I don't want people to remember it exists because then they'll ask us to do the rest.
Question 6.
It goes on and on and on and on and on.
What was the name of Charlie's pitched The Meg sequel?
I couldn't remember for the life of me, so I just wrote The Meg 2 Shark Electric Boogaloo.
Oh no!
Go on, what was it?
I wrote down Meg's on Legs,
Of course!
and it was indeed.
Meg's on legs!
Dan's put Meg's with legs,
Meg's with legs.
but I think it was Meg's on legs.
I remember it now that you've said it, because I remember we asked people to draw it.
So, question 7.
Oh, God, yep.
Which episode is the most viewed?
It's a Big Damn Cast. and it's How Inside Number 9 Fooled Us All.
Yeah, I can't remember the episode name.
Yeah.
Number, but I just put down the Inside Number 9 episode.
It's the early hundreds.
It is episode 1, 2, 3, How Inside Number 9 Tricked Us All.
Yeah, that's the one. Because it's one that at the time did all right, and then like a month later, chunked up, and it keeps chunking up. Yeah.
I don't get it, but hey, I'm glad. Number 8, how many people... Oh, fuck off, Google Assistant.
Stop helping him.
Question number 8, final question. How many people have appeared on 9 is 10 and the Big Damn Cast?
Right, so for those who don't
I
know...
read this wrong.
Yeah.
And I thought it was how many people have appeared on the show in total.
Right.
But it's not. It's how many people have appeared on both shows.
Okay. Oh, so for example, you on Big Damn Cast and you on 9 is 10 would count as 2.
Yes.
Right.
No.
Oh, that count as 1.
How many people have appeared on both shows?
Oh!
No, how many people,
I got that completely wrong.
in total have appeared between the two shows? How many people have appeared on 9 is 10 and the Big Damn Cast?
People in total, I calculated 15, but as sort of a roundabout.
I calculated 15.
Okay, so let's have a stab.
How many people?
So have you seen the answer?
Yeah, I've seen the answer.
Don't tell me. I'll see if I can think it. So so you and me, that's 2.
Yep.
Guy, because he appeared as Santa Claus on Big Damn Cast.
Yep.
Billy Tracy's been on both.
Yep.
Dan Sherritt's been on both because he makes a cameo in at the end of a commentary in 9 is 10.
Yep.
I think that's it. I think it's those 5. I think those are the 5 crossovers.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Then you are correct. It's
Yay!
5. Me, you, Billy, Dan, and Guy.
Hey!
So yeah, that's it. Well done. You won the quiz because you actually got more than 2 questions right. I did not.
It's my gift. My curse. Who am I? I'm me, man.
I'm Spider-Man.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
I'm Alan Spider-Man.
He's a good man, is Alan Spider-Man. Do you know what? I need to find the time to do a Spider-Man stream. Just find the time to play through the whole thing, but I'm just so busy at the minute. When I get home, maybe I'll find the time.
What you should do it in costume as well, because I know you've got bits of Spider-Man costumes hanging around.
That's not a bad idea.
I think it'd be a laugh.
That's not a bad idea. I'll try it if I can make the time.
I don't know. The gloves might be a little awkward with the controller. I don't know. I've not tried. But yeah.
Oh well, that was fun. Thank you, Dan, and thank you everyone listening to this for sticking with us. 200. I mean, nearly 4 years of content because Mr. Content must feed. He must feed. He's a hungry boy.
We are coming up on 4 years.
4 years in 8 wick. And for those who've joined along the way, we'll save all the sentiment for 208. But for those who've joined along the way, for those who've been here from the beginning, thank you for taking the time to listen to this gubbins. Yeah. And do you know what? I'd love if in the next week we could all get together in the same place and just have a big old group hug. Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Nice.
So we might post some details on that on the social media, which you can get in touch with us at any time on Twitter at BigDamnCast. You can, of course, email us bigdamcontact@gmail.com. You can watch our gaming streams on twitch.tv/BigDamnStream. You can see the Big Damn channel on YouTube for everything in video form. Captain. And if you want to support the show in any way possible, we greatly appreciate it. Head to patreon.com/BigDamnCast. There are several tiers, very tiny ones to slightly less tiny ones. You get loads of different perks. And you'd be keeping me and my boy fed while we produce this nonsense. We would absolutely love that. A treat. But until next time, I've been Chris.
I've been Matt.
And take a hike, Mike! Our classic catchphrase.
That's the one. Bye!